Okay, welcome to another pattern lesson, a lesson on reading patterns. This is a very simple pattern that I get from a book. I'll show you the cover here. It is just easy to crochet pattern stitches. As it shows, you can crochet the different stitches, learn how to do them, practice reading patterns, and then if you make all of them in different colors, you can actually put them together and make an afghan. Today we're going to be working on the one down here, which is the alternate mesh stitch. We've done this one in class, so I am now going to show you how that works, but I wanted you to have the opportunity to see this, and I will post the pattern as we with the video. So the first instruction is to chain 27 loosely, and the reason why it says to do it loosely is a lot of people really choke those chains tight. You want to do it loose so that you have more space to get in. I've done this here to save a little bit of time in the video because we all know how to do a chain, I believe. If not, go ahead and go back and check my other videos. Okay, it says to double crochet in the fourth chain from the hook and in each stitch across. This is what it means. Count back 1, 2, 3, 4. To do that, I'm literally just counting the ridges on the outside of that chain. I'm going to double crochet into that chain. However you like to do that, you may do it. I generally go through both loops on the front side of the chain. And what it means by in each across is that this is literally just a double crochet row. Now, in the interest of time, I will just double crochet through the back loop only. Through the back loop only, here's your front loop, there's your back loop, and you just go into that. So this will give me 25 stitches because the chain 3 at the beginning is the first counted as the first double crochet. I do apologize, it is warm weather and people like their music loud. So while I am double crocheting this is a pattern that is pretty easy to do because it's just 2 rows. You have the row that is the double crochet, and then you have a row that creates a neat pattern while you work. I'll tell you something else. I'm working with a white cotton thread that I actually made into a ball. And as everyone knows, balls like to roll. Yarn is no different. And I have a cat, so having yarn that is not rolling all over my room is beneficial. To that end, there are folks who make very nice, very beautiful, very decorative yarn bowls that you can purchase, and they are wonderful for keeping your yarn in. However, if you do not want to purchase an extra bowl and just have a bowl strictly for yarn because that seems a bit extravagant, or if you, like me, simply do not want to pay the price for a yarn bowl, any plastic bowl, and I do mean plastic, metal works as well, but I like plastic because if it would knock off the table, it won't break. Any bowl will do. Just drop it in. Very often I will put my yarn to my left and either on a chair or a floor beside me. That way gravity helps when I'm pulling on the yarn. The weight of the ball or skein helps to pull the rest of the yarn and keep it in either the bowl or the bag that I am working out of. So, as I'm working, I'm almost done here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this just a little bit short because you can still get the idea without me making extra crochets. Again, you're going to get that curl. It's not a big deal. So from here, we have our first row. Okay. For row 2, we're going to chain 4. Sometimes they have you chain 3, sometimes they have you chain 4. We're going to turn our project over. They also advise you to mark the front side. I don't happen to have a marker here with me to do that, but you just slip a marker, a spare scrap of yarn, so that you know which side is the front side of the project. Okay, once you turn it, you are going to skip the next double crochet, which is right here at the base, and then you are going to double crochet in the next double crochet, which is here. We're going to run in a double crochet. That's going to give us 2 double crochets, kind of close, but with a little bit of a gap. Now you chain 1, skip the next double crochet, which, as I've told you before, when you're working on a square piece or rectangular piece, anything that you do not want to start turning in a circle, whatever you add to the top, you have to take away from the bottom. So when I chain 1 at the top, I do not stitch in the next double crochet. I skip 1 at the bottom and double crochet. And that is this pattern, which we have worked on before in class, if you were there, where you're going to literally just chain 1, then I wrap the yarn over my hook, skip 1, and go into the next one. The reason why I wrap my yarn first is because if I do it that way, when I'm doing my counting, I know that I'm going into the right space, and I can just go ahead right in, skip 1, go in 1. I know a lot of folks have had trouble with knowing which one is the next one to go into. So I'm going to try and get a little bit closer here. Okay, I'm going to get like really close. Where am I? There we are. All right. Let's back it down just a little bit. Okay, so if you can see, and it's not too blurry, this is my next stitch right here. This gap would be my next stitch right here. But this is not the one I want to go into, so I'm going to skip that one and go into the next one beside it, right here. Skipping 1, going in 1. There's just a little bit of a small hole that you can see at the end, and that allows you to come in. So then we're going to chain 1, yarn over and skip 1 at the bottom again. And we're going to work that way all the way across. Chaining on 1, skipping 1 at the bottom, going into the next one with a double crochet. I use this kind of a method a lot of times when I'm crocheting the tops of towels because it makes them pretty. And having a nice pattern in your project can really spruce it up. I'm going to go into that chain at the end as my final stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the project around. I'm going to double crochet. Sorry, that was not a double crochet. That was a chain. My mouth is saying things that my hand is not doing. So on the next row, we're going to chain 3. We do the chain before the turn. My apologies there. Chain 3, turn. Okay, that is your first double crochet here at the top. Then I'm going to just double crochet across. It's going to say fancily to double crochet in each chain 1 space and in each double crochet across. So all it means is where you have a chain 1 space, such as here, that's what you go into, the nice big open space. Okay. And then for the next one, you're going to go into the double crochet, which I'm going to pull a little closer here. Okay, what you're going to do is you're just going to find that double crochet, go to the top, and just head in just below, just under that first strand. But since I do like to go through both front and back, that's the way you go. And then into, like I like to call it stitching in the hole, but they call it into the chain 1 space. Whichever way helps you to remember that. And then we're going to go into the double crochet, and we're literally just going across with the double crochet. I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like in the white, and then I will post, I did a larger portion in green before doing the video so that you can see what a larger one looks like with more rows. Okay, so I'm gonna set my hook down. There we are. This is what the pattern looks like. You have a solid row of double crochets, and then you have kind of that latticey look of the chain one, double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and then you just double crochet and across the top. All right, I will bring up the next pattern where we start working in the circles on the next video.